Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of The Regulars. I am your host tonight, Bill Henning. With me, as always, are the Chris's, Chris Kraus.
Chris Kraus.
And Chris Burch.
Yo.
We're talking about Daredevil tonight. We're talking about episodes 7, 8, 9. The title was on there. It was, what was it? Shadows in the Glass and Speak of the Devil. Yeah. Basically, these were like the flashback episodes, more or less.
Yeah, actually.
Yeah. They all were flashback episodes. Yeah.
I don't think Speak of the Devil was so much.
Speak of the Devil was not.
I mean, it was flashback within the episode.
Yeah, it was kind of Tarantino'd it. It was like, we'll show you how it ends, and then we'll get there.
Wasn't the first time they did that. You know, and if I could, whatever. So let's start with Stick. Who wants to start with Stick?
Stick, first of all, the character Stick.
Thank God for a good rendition of him.
So good. Yeah. And I think, was he in that bullshit Elektra movie? Stick.
We don't talk about Elektra.
Okay, I think he was. But
was he? I don't even remember.
He was. I sadly saw that film.
But we just don't talk about it.
We just don't talk about it. So this character Stick is the one who basically trained Murdoch to be a fighting badass when he was a kid. Mm-hmm. And we see him murder a guy right in the beginning.
He kills him, and he's got no problem with it.
It's pretty great.
He's pretty much a... You know, I just like that he's such an ass. He is the typical hard-nosed, don't
mentor.
Be a pussy, guy.
Yeah, he's a cliche, but he's a good cliche.
He's great. Yes. Yeah, he did it perfectly.
Now I have to ask you, Kraus, because you were on the S.H.I.E.L.D. show. Did you catch the S.H.I.E.L.D. reference? The Easter egg?
Which one was that?
If you pay attention to where Matt Murdock is currently at the orphanage for kids, is the same one Sky's at when S.H.I.E.L.D. picks her up.
No way! That's awesome. That's really cool.
I think I read that somewhere. Yeah.
Yep, I picked up on that right away. That was pretty good.
I love continuity, man.
Yeah.
Continuity between these shows is so cool.
Yeah, it's these little tiny ones that are like little nuggets of joy. It's not in your face kind of thing, you know?
Yeah.
Like every time you see Eric's pictures in the background, he has the Harlem Terror, which is referring to the only Marvel Cinematic Universe movie that nobody likes to talk about, The Incredible Hulk.
Yeah.
Because that's that. So I mean it's interesting.
They reference it. Yeah, they reference it slightly in the Avengers. Last time I was in New York, I broke Harlem.
Yeah, no, and you know it's good that even the worst one is still being referenced. You know.
Yeah. Exactly.
So this whole episode is centered around Stick coming into town and killing something coming from China, Japan. I don't know.
Black Sky.
The Black Sky.
Yeah.
And
I gotta say, what's neat about this episode is it's really kind of cut off from the rest of the show. You know what I mean? Like, it's not completely, but it's almost like and it's like the midway of the series, so it's appropriate. But it's like a standalone episode almost.
And it's kind of like planting the seeds for season 2.
Yes.
Especially when possibly Defenders.
Yeah. And you get the idea that this has to deal a lot with, I don't remember who fights the Hand. Kraus, who fights the Hand in the comics?
I mean, Daredevil has fought the Hand.
There's an organization that he was supposed to go to.
The Chase.
That's
Chase.
And that's what Stick and Stone.
Totally what Stick was. He was talking to Stone at the end of the episode. Yeah. And that was a great little what's to come kind of thing.
And it was also ripped straight from a comic, that shot.
It was great.
Like
panel for panel, yeah.
And the only problem I had with this episode was that they killed Black Sky off
screen. That was so strange.
Yeah, he was there, he was a threat. You find out he was a little kid, and Daredevil doesn't want to kill him. And the next time we see Daredevil and Stick together, because Stick tries to kill him with a bow and arrow, he goes, I already killed him. And you're just like, are you lying?
And then it was a great fight, but it was like, I like that they kept it mysterious. We don't know what Black Sky really is or was. Is it inhuman? We don't know. But I don't like that it just seems so like, oh yeah, he's dead now, so don't worry about it.
Yeah, that seemed really off.
It was weird. And I was kind of trying to figure that out too. At first I thought he was lying, but then we found out he's not. Then we found out he's not because the Nobu
says But the one thing I did like was that you get this idea that Fisk didn't really care. Like this actually helped Fisk out because it kind of got his grasp around the Yakuza and Nobu a little bit. Yeah. That was nice that you saw that, though the heroes are doing something, they're feeding the villain. And
exactly.
And I really like that, but again, for this to be a major threat that Fisk is afraid of him and Stick is afraid of him, to be killed off screen just felt wrong.
Well, Fisk was afraid of Nobu, is what.
Is that what he said?
That's what he was afraid of. No, Fisk is afraid of Nobu, not the Black Sky. Fisk didn't know what the Black Sky was. At least it didn't seem like it.
Okay.
Necessarily.
Then I misunderstood that.
Yeah, which was interesting. I will say too, this is kind of raises an interesting point, and I think it's actually specifically talked about in the next episode. But like when they talk about why Fisk was working with them, we never really find out why he has. I'm assuming the hand. Nobu's connected to the hand, and why. He's
especially in the last episode we're talking tonight, he basically shows up in a hand outfit.
In a hand outfit. When that episode started, I started freaking out. I was like, "This is the hand. We're doing the hand."
Yeah,
this season.
Yeah,
that's a freaking hand ninja. Yeah.
Yeah, and when you think back about it, the ending, him dressing up in a full ninja costume is a little weird, just out of nowhere kind of thing.
I didn't know that it was Nobu because Nobu was saying, and they comment on this later. Nobu was saying like, "I'll send my best guy to get him," like Daredevil.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then
it's him.
And I was so.
One big thing happens at the end. No, in this episode was Stick gives him back his billy clubs.
Yeah.
And he actually starts using them now.
Yes, he did.
So that was exciting to see that because I was wondering when they were going to show up, and I'm excited to see when he actually gets classic like billy clubs or batons or like
the Daredevil, billy club / baton that he can separate and all that stuff. Yeah.
And again, this is origin stories done right. They're taking their time, they're setting the pieces up, and it works. The next
it's something that couldn't be done in a film.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Well, I like that it reminds me of a little bit of like, except just expanded upon in Batman Begins, like where you first see him using the gauntlet as part of his ninja outfit, and then he eventually works it into his thing.
Yes.
We see that young Matt worked with Billy Club, and so Stick is like, that's a nice little line. You're gonna need these, Yeah.
And you also see how Stick's walking cane turned into a bow and arrow.
Yeah.
And you can see kind of like where Matt is going to get the idea to turn his billy clubs into his walking stick, which is really neat. It's like these little tiny things that if you're not really paying attention, they kind of go over you. But since we're breaking it down, we kind of catch these things.
It kind of comes out. Yeah, it was nice. It was a nice little touch, I thought.
The next episode, are we done with this one? You guys want to say anything more?
I think so. Yeah. I guess what is there to add? We find out that Stick really kind of does still have a heart somewhere.
Oh yeah, that was totally could see that coming.
Yeah, we had that. Oh, nice moment, and then and Matt wrecked his apartment.
Yeah, Matt totally wrecked his apartment.
Completely fucked up his apartment.
Wrecked his apartment.
It was great.
Yeah.
Then the next one was Shadows in Glass.
Big old Kingpin episode.
Wow.
Which was a great Kingpin episode. We see an evolutional mark of his character. I have to say, out of the three, this one was kind of a disappointment to me.
Really?
I was a little surprised they went with the whole, I don't know, I thought there was going to be some big revelation about him, but I mean, him killing his father, it works.
Cool. I think my problem with the flashbacks was that it was too heavily cliche. Everything out of the dad's mouth was a major cliche.
Yeah.
Like
I'm abusing my wife, I'm abusing my kid, you gotta be a man, you can't let people step all over you, whatever. Yeah. I did like when he was beating his dad's ass and he was like, don't, keep kicking him, keep kicking him. That was a nice.
Yeah, I will say the one thing that I thought was a little less cliche is when you find out the dad had some major dark aspect to him when he's making his son beat another young kid.
That was, but again, I could see these pieces falling into place, and it was just a little too cliche for me.
I was waiting for a surprise. I didn't get a surprise.
It wasn't by no stretch of the imagination. It wasn't bad. It just was more of okay, we're going with this story. Okay, fine, whatever.
The best part of the episode to me was the evolution, like him making his own breakfast and being completely alone, and his routine, and then how Vanessa changed that.
Yeah, I liked the oh shit, what was it? Fuck. Oh no, the he wakes up every morning and looks at the painting, and the painting reminds him of the wall, and I'm like, that's a weird tick, and I love that, and that's what calms him down, is that I have to look at this wall, because that wasn't the first time he looked at the wall at the end of the episode. But
that's something his dad has made him do many times, kind of thing.
As much of a cliche as this was, there's one scene that stands out beyond everything else in this whole episode that is one of the high moments in the whole series for me. Was
the omelet?
Not the omelet. It was
a good omelet.
It was a great omelet. It looked delicious. But the scene where, what's his assistant's name? Wesley comes back after he flips out after the Japanese chick, yells at him, and he breaks his table.
She's Chinese. Yeah,
is she Chinese? Fuck it.
Yeah, Gal's Chinese, Nobu's Japanese.
We gotta be,
There you go.
Listen, I'm fucking sorry. Deal with it, okay? Well, the two were working together. I assumed they were from Japan together.
No, there's a reference at the end where, like, at the very first episode when he's like, "Do you know what she was saying?" And he's like, "He's Japanese." And he's like, "I just thought,
Okay, so I'm in the same boat as Owly. Fantastic.
Yeah.
I'll blow my brain. I'll blow my brains out when Andy Dufresne fucks me over. Okay.
Oh God.
But no, it was the scene where Wesley comes back after he totally destroys everything. He wants to be alone, and you see Wesley actually cares about Fisk. It's not a paycheck to him. He believes in Fisk, and
he's his friend.
He's his friend. Yeah. And then Vanessa shows up, and Vanessa takes complete control of the scene from Fisk, which is awesome. And
that anyone can do that to Fisk.
Yeah, yes. Even this Fisk, who's a little unsure about himself around Vanessa, but still to the degree that we've seen him, he's still a very power player. And it's great to see, his assistant come in and say, "Sir, I'm always here for you, and I know when you need stuff before you do." And he brings Vanessa in, and then Vanessa takes control, and you're just like, see, this is... Hooray for Skype exploding. So enjoy the fake Jonesy picture of the Breaking Cat class. Error. Sorry. Well, what I was going to say is one thing that we all went through when we were in college together taking our acting classes was that one of our teachers always said that it's all about taking power from a scene, and how your character takes power, and it should always be a struggle to get your character the power back. You know what I'm talking about? Who brought this up? We're not gonna say his name, but I always disagreed with that because sometimes I felt like characters had to lose power and had to be okay with losing power. And this is what I mean, because Fisk, if this was a play and D'Onofrio was told to take all of the power because you're Wilson Fisk and you're supposed to take the power, the scene would be a fucking train wreck. But it wasn't. Oh yeah, it was really great.
Totally.
So that's.
Did you guys notice that Vanessa, the suit she picked out was much lighter?
Yes. Yes.
Which means we're kind of going towards white. I don't know if that's the thing, but
was this?
I like that too. I noticed that.
Was this the episode where Matt went to meet Vanessa, or is that the next episode?
I think it was the next episode.
Okay. I think it's the next episode.
Okay.
Yeah, because this is the one where like Fisk and Vanessa are like finally a thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because Matt and them are only in it like for one or two scenes, I think, if I remember correctly. And bouncing off what you guys said, what Bill said too. Bill, while he's petting his Dr. No style cat.
He turned into a villain for a second.
I'm sorry. Jonesy was making noise, and the only thing I can do to shut him up is pet him.
Pet the cat.
This is live, folks. Deal with it.
You know what? That's just. The cat's a little bit of an attention whore. But other than that,
he is
always upstaging us.
We got more viewers now.
Yeah,
you're right. We have a cat.
Look, cats. I'm gonna tag cats now. This is Jonesy. Say hi, JoJo. He's purring.
There. Now we have more viewers.
Now we have more viewers. Now we've won the internet and Reddit for a day. We're good.
For one day. No, I did think similar thing. I watched the episode. And at first I was like, wow, that's really good. And then I went back and I thought about it. I was like, well, was it? It's an interesting thing because it was more or less cliche. It's things you expect, but
it was done well.
But it was done well. That's really what it comes down to. Even Fisk as a character, I think if it wasn't D'Onofrio doing it, the writing itself isn't necessarily amazing, but he takes it and makes it work.
It was his. He says later that a character flaw, and it lines back to it. Like the way he's presenting Fisk is so unique. He's not well spoken. He has a speech impediment. He's unsure of himself around big people, but he has big plans and he knows how to execute them very, very well. It's really great how he does that.
Yeah.
And I give him mad props because when he starts speaking Mandarin, yes, Mandarin.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Yeah. Yeah.
He keeps his mannerism up the same way he's delivering all those lines. He has the little speech impediment where he's almost unsure of the words he's saying because he doesn't want to speak out of turn and kind of have this. He's a great pot of like boiling water ready to explode at any moment. And like every time he has a speech impediment, you can see it start to boil a little bit more. And it's great. It's fantastic.
Yeah.
So
I love that moment too. I just like that little moment of Gao going, "Does Nobu realize that you also know his language?" And he's just going, "No, I don't think so."
No. And,
that he does know all these languages, and he mentions that he spent a lot of time abroad in Asia.
Yeah.
So it also probably goes. He probably learned to fight there too, which explains why he's such a good fighter.
Yeah.
Speaking of,
the next episode.
Yeah.
Okay, so
I won't lie. There are two things I remember from this episode, and they're both fights.
Yes.
See, for me, it was the Murdoch and Fisk finally meeting, and and how you kind of got this idea that Fisk showed up when a man entered the art building as sort of a protective thing, and how Murdoch reacted when he heard Fisk.
Oh, that was, again, I keep mentioning this, moments that scared me. I gasped out loud when she said, "You can ask him yourself." I was like, oh my God.
Is he here?
And you just had that reaction, and Matt could almost not keep it together.
Yeah, no, and that was great. And then, skipping just about everything else, the old lady dies to draw Matt. Matt goes...
Yeah.
Gets his ass handed to him by Nobu.
First, Nobu.
Oh my God.
Nobu almost. I was watching the fight like he can't survive this. He can't.
Yeah.
He's getting stabbed so many times.
Yeah.
And then it's like as if he knows that he's about to die. Then Fisk walks in like, "Guess I'll finish you."
That scene of Fisk just walking in and being nonchalant is, again, why I love this character. Where he goes, "In a perfect world, you were supposed to take Nobu out, and Nobu was supposed to take you out. But I understand." And you're just like, he is a fat cat playing with a mouse. He is just batting you. And then when he goes, "I'm going to kill you," and he tells his men to stand down and goes, "Take your best shot." You're just like,
yes.
What?
And it was just like him going like that. Dude, I like his excitement.
When Matt, first of all, he's talked with the priest before this. Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Matt was here to kill this man.
I love that.
Matt was here to kill this man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think when he saw Fisk walk in, I think he literally had every intention to kill him and realized he couldn't. And he swung that thing that Nobu had at him, and he realized it was armor under the suit, and it despair in because it's like I can't get this man, and I'm so wounded now.
Yeah,
it was an intense fight, and then when Kingpin just started bailing out, it was a really, really good first fight. I knew he had to get his ass kicked in the first fight with Fisk, and it did not disappoint.
It was brutal on all kinds of levels. And now I can't hear Kraus. Is hilarious.
Which looked terrifying the way they used it. Oh my God! Just like when it hits him in the side, and he's getting dragged by the thing in his ribs down the floor. I was just like, oh my God! Like that's horrifying, But I also love like Fisk's like excitement to be in a fight. You just see him kind of hopping up and down. Like he was just like excited.
Yeah, he was excited. It was great.
The crap out of Daredevil, it was like a little boy waiting to like join the game. Yeah, it was great.
It was great first fight.
It was. Other things that I liked is I did love that monologue by the priest about evil and the devil.
Oh yeah,
that was a great one.
That was just a really cool way. Yeah, just a way to set the tone of that whole thing.
That was on par with the opening monologue in my mind.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I love how in the comics too, morality is a big theme for Daredevil. And I'm glad they're not specifically Christian morality. Well, and I'm glad they're not
shying away from that idea because it's asking a lot.
Yeah, especially since like these three kind of push the idea, and even I started watching the next one a little bit about will you kill somebody? You know, will he kill somebody at all? Looks like we are. I'm not hearing anything you guys are saying. So
wait, now he said something. I hear him.
Oh yeah, Skype is messing up right now. Hooray for Skype! So let's just wrap it up here. Another solid 3 episodes. I'm excited to see where it goes. So much that I actually started Foggy v. Nelson, which at the end of this episode we found out Foggy finds out that he's Daredevil, which is exciting. I thought they would go with Karen figuring it out first, but it was Foggy. So we'll get into that. Maybe next week. I have a wedding, so I don't know. But join us tomorrow night for Game of Thrones, though it's airing like right now. So hopefully Skype will work its shit out.
Yeah,
exactly.
So until then, I'm Bill Henning, and these are the Chris's.
I'm Chris. Other Chris.
We're over a couple of drinks. Present the regulars. Sorry for the shittiness of Skype. You can write complaints to them. We don't care. See ya.